Hello and welcome to the Wrestling Corner. Oh, my voice went there. Episode 26. What the hell was Raw Underground? Because we'll come on to it at the latter end of the show. But Jesus Christ, was it very polarizing. But as always, I am joined by my regular co-host, Sam.
Hello. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like Raw Underground.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to talk about it. There was a lot of controversy. It's been a very good week for wrestling. AEW and NXT put on some semi-decent shows. SmackDown I enjoyed that a lot, and then Raw, quite an entertaining Raw. But we'll do what we always do, and we'll go straight into it with AEW. The show opened up with the big five-man tag match, the Inner Circle versus Orange Cassidy, best friends, and then Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus at the Jurassic Express. Very decent match. I really quite like this match. So the finish came. Sammy was about to jump off the top rope when Matt Hardy's music hit. Sammy was distracted. Hardy pushed him off the top rope. Luchasaurus into Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus pinned Sammy while Matt Hardy taunted Sammy.
It's so long ago.
It's so long
man.
ago.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't. I won't. It's a shame. I really enjoy AEW, but when it comes to this, it's just gone out of my head. It
But
was
it's the right result. Finish
I think
fits in because Matt was teasing a feud with Sammy before Sammy left.
it was just a big fun multi-man, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Good show opener. Yeah, I can't remember any spots in particular. Matt Hardy appeared, shoved Luchasaurus off the ropes. Luchasaurus got the win. Did he?
Yeah, he pinned Sammy after Matt Hardy distraction.
Inner Circle take a lot of losses.
They do, though. I don't think they ever seem weak. Maybe because they always are together.
Well, yeah, I feel like Jake Hager isn't important, but Santana and Ortiz, I feel like have been flattened out a little bit.
Yeah, I think Sammy always takes the losses. Or Santana and Ortiz are sort of very mix and match team. 1 week they'll come out and they'll practically get decimated, and then 1 week they'll put on a great match and win. It's very mix and match for them too.
Yeah.
Actually, so we had a match that was not really promoted on AEW TV until sort of a big social media thing, but it was TNT title match. Cody versus Warhols. Warhols, a very big following on the indie circuit. Have you heard of him? I'm guessing.
I hadn't. I'd never heard of Warhol.
I heard big things. I've heard of when people tag Danhouse and stuff. Warhorse comes in as sort of a different type of gimmick.
But after watching this match, it was a good match, but I don't get why Warhorse. I don't really get the character. I don't get it. I don't think it's bad. I just don't get it.
I think this was the wrong match to have Warhorse in his debut AEW. It was correct.
Well, this is it though, isn't it? Because he ain't signed.
The problem is, this wasn't about the title match, unfortunately. So, what's it called? Warhorse taps out after Cody hits the fourth figure. That's fair enough. But then after the match, John Silver and Alex Reynolds come out, try to assault Cody from behind. Warhorse push Cody out of the way. Warhorse gets absolutely decimated, thrown out. Attention's back on Cody. Anne hops upon the ring post and looks like he's going to fight, and then all of a sudden Matt Cardona runs out, makes a strong island save, makes a save. Cody and Matt celebrate in the ring. This has led to a tag team match next week. Cody and Matt Cardona versus not in a circle, the Dark Order. Matt Cardona signed a 5-match contract, I think.
Right. So, I thought it was a bit of a flat way for Matt Cardona to debut.
Yeah, I think he's all right because he's mates. Everyone knows he's mates with Cody, but yeah.
People think he's going to take the Sean Spears route of turning on Cody, but then who's to say that Cardona will even sign in the first place?
No, I think
AEW are really, for me, they are signing way too many guys and not using what they have.
Yeah.
And it's just becoming a bit much at the moment.
Yeah, I can see that. I saw a star it was like it showed the wrestlers that had signed, from the WWE April firings, and it was 6 TNA, 1 AEW. But yeah, I think they don't really sign anyone now, just because they've just signed Eddie Kingston. I think you stop now, and now you've got a really good depth in roster. I'd say.
Oh yeah, they've got depth, but if anything, a little bit.
I think maybe your only weakness is your women's division, and that's always was going to be hard.
Yeah.
But I know they've had the tag team tournament. Did you catch any of it on yesterday?
I watched it just before this. It was all right. Ariane Andrews, not. She's not great.
No, one thing I didn't like was it was all supposed to be random, and then Brandy and Ali, oh, what a coincidence, they got the same thing. I don't know whether that's a storyline thing.
I rolled my eyes a little bit at that. Oh, they've drawn the same colour, right?
I don't know if it was a storyline thing or sort of Brandy's influenced it just to give her the best chance.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the second half because I really like Anna Jay, and I always liked anything Tainara Conti did in NXT. I think she was one of the most underrated people on that roster. So I mean, she's not signed, but at least she's getting a
chance,
a bit of a spotlight. Yeah.
I like the pairing of Jonathan Ford and Mel as well.
Sorry,
that was earlier.
Yeah. Oh, they're a bit random. I don't know why.
It's random, but I think it can work. I don't know. I think it's random, but I think it can work. It's sort of that a pairing that shouldn't work, but when they were in the ring, I thought, these two I could see them working together. Sort of the very cocky heels.
Okay. They got beat, didn't they? Yeah, that's fine. I wouldn't.
Yeah, but I could see him just on dark or something.
Yeah. I wouldn't have him go any further. No, it's not. It's not dark, is it? It's its own show.
Yeah. I was confused with the tournament though. Like, so obviously we got the quarterfinals, but I rarely saw any actual draws. Like, I swear Nyla and Ariane were already a team, so were Anna Jay and Tainara Conti. Like, they didn't show them drawing the numbers, did they? The chips.
I'm not. I kind of went through it at like 1.5 speed, I think. They showed the Nightmare Sisters drawing the same, and I don't think. I'm not sure they did it for Anna Jay and Tainara Conti.
No, that's why I didn't get. Like, some of them drew, some of them didn't.
It was just a quick little sort of 40-minute thing. It was fine. I'm not sure how well it's done in the in terms of YouTube numbers. I'll just have a look. Because like obviously Dark does like really, really well. It's got 242,000. That's good.
It's nice. AEW does do good internet views.
Yeah. What did the most recent Dark pull it? 465. All right. Yeah, but I guess there's a bit of a way to go. Everyone, let's face it, if you're in America and you watched Raw, you'll have watched Raw and gone straight to sleep, and then everyone will like wake up in a little bit and then watch AEW. So yeah, that was quite good for them actually.
There's certain things I didn't like about the tournament. I wasn't a fan of Nyla Rose losing. I know it was sort of because of Ariane and stuff.
She got a heat back.
Yeah. I weren't a fan of Brandy and Ali picking up the win.
I'm not a fan of Brandy and Ali anyway.
I know obviously they were going to pick up the win, but I didn't think. I don't know.
They're an established team beating a makeshift team. It's got to happen.
I just don't think Brandy's that good. Is that bad to say?
Well, no, she's not. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not a fan of the team and just the way they came together. And
yeah,
we'll see where it goes.
We'll see where it goes.
You're giving it its own little show. No, that sounds really patronising, but like it's. If you don't, you don't. Do you know what I mean? It's just it's there.
Yeah.
It's another option. People seem to like it. We say they need to do more with the women's division, and here they are. So
here they are getting their own show.
It's in the right direction.
Then Tony Schiavone came out and talked about All Out. Jericho said he wasn't finished going to Cassidy. He said in 2 weeks it'll be Jericho versus Cassidy, the rematch. But on 1st August 5th, he's going to have a debate with Orange with a special guest moderator. Now, I can't believe who it was that was leaked that it was going to be.
I didn't know there was a leak. Didn't someone say Lance Storm?
No. Maybe Lance Storm.
I have no idea.
I can't remember. And then after this, we had another backstage segment, this time with FTR, where FTR was signing the contracts. And basically FTR went, well, we need a specialist to come check over the final points of the deal. A tag team session. Arn Anderson came in, which I very like, teasing sort of Arn working with FTR. Wanted to make sure that on August the 12th, Dynamite will be a tag team appreciation night with FTR hosting. Logan confirmed it was in the contract. FTR signed the contract finally, and then Hangman Page came out and poured some drinks for FTR again, sort of just longing that sort of tease with FTR and Revival and Kenny and stuff like that. FTR and Hangman. Then we did get the AEW World Tag Team Championship match: Kenny Omega and Hangman Page versus Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. So Evil Uno and Stu Grayson had the best result record, so he granted them the title match. Very decent title match. I think both guys had a good showing. And I don't think the Dark Order should have won, but I think Dark Order got a very good showing.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't have Dark Order sort of win.
No,
not yet. At some point, you probably will. That's the thing about AEW. It's all just good matches.
Yeah, and then I think it was after the match we saw the biggest thing with this. It was a really good match, but I preferred the after match. So Brody Lee sent Colt to the back, and Anna Jay, and then because he didn't want Colt to win, this what was going to happen. Miss Brody started punishing Stu Grayson and Evil Uno, throwing papers at them and publicly humiliating them. Tony Giovanni sold this like, I don't understand. They had just had a great match, and sort of sells the point that Brody Lee wants to win. Bucks come out to even the odds. Kenny also does come out. Dark Order surround the ring. Surround the Elite. FTR come out to even the odds. All storyline makes sense. Leaning to the big multi-man match tomorrow, I think. With the Elite and FTR versus the Dark Order.
I'm sorry, I've seen a meme on Twitter that says you asked for more women and Raw Underground delivered, and it's just a picture of the dancers in the red light. No, save it for later. Where were we? Dynamite.
Dynamite. Kuroshida versus Diamante.
Yeah, more Diamante.
Yeah,
that's always good. Didn't she kick out of a Falcon Arrow?
I think you're making that up.
Okay. I thought that happened, but I'd be surprised because that's like, why would Diamante kick out of the finish? It's all right. It's a win for the champion. We need more Dynamite.
Yeah. MJF came out to do his State of the Industry address. He thanked Tony Khan for giving him the opportunity to speak tonight. MJF said a certain individual is afraid of being upstaged by him, a certain individual who knows all about change and paradigm shifts. MJF said he's undefeated. Then he compared AEW champ John Moxley to a dictator. My talent outweighs your tenure, John Moxley. I am challenging you for the world title. I will see you it all out, John. We deserve better. So MJF sort of maybe transitioned to like a politician type gimmick.
Yeah, it was a presidential campaign, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think it fits well with MJF.
He'd have been so good in front of an audience. It was really good, but
it was.
Oh yeah. It just makes you look so much because like we're at the point now where at first you sort of held off on your good angles, thinking, we might get a crowd in, and now companies are just like doing it anyway, and it's this would have been just nuclear heat.
Oh, it'd be immense. Unfortunately, we do have to wait. And one thing I like is MJF has been sat undefeated for a while, but AEW sort of haven't. They've just had it in the graphic of the records. So I feel like they're actually recognizing that. Well, look at his record. He's finally getting that title opportunity.
Well, yeah, because no one on commentary wants him to get it, do they?
No.
Yeah. Everyone, it's because just no one likes MJF. Yeah. The best heels are the ones who are justified, and it's like no one can argue that MJF deserves a title shot. It's just because it's
don't
MJF.
Want to see him. Yeah, you just don't want to see him have that title.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, at some point, I do want to see MJF have that title, but
I think he will definitely will.
No one
I wouldn't be surprised if he's the next one. I don't think he might not win it all out, but I wouldn't be surprised if he is eventually the next one.
I don't know. I don't know whether I'd do the first title change in front of fans, maybe. As MJF nuclear heat or like a big babyface reaction like Darby Allin.
Ooh.
Because it's Darby versus Mox tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or on Thursday. Yeah.
But the main event was the no disqualification tornado tag match. John Moxley and Darby Allin versus the Machine Brian Cage and Ricky Starks.
Taz cracks me up.
He's great, isn't he?
I love Taz. Just before, just his pre-match promo. Just looking at just how built Brian Cage is. And he gave the mic to Ricky Starks. And in NWA, Ricky Starks, he was all right. I quite liked him. Since he's come to Dynamite, I've not got him at all. This promo got me on side.
Did it?
Charisma.
I don't remember the promo.
Oh, do you not? He was just he got a bit. I think he got a bit carried away with it, and they had to hit his music to like cut him off. Because he was just confidence assured in everything he was saying. He's just cool, isn't he? That's what he is.
Yeah. I was a big fan of when Darby made his entrance and the other team attacked him. Just started screaming, "It was a trap!"
Oh yeah, it's a trap.
It's a trap.
Yeah. Apparently, Ricky Starks does loads of like really good like shooting his own like video promos on Twitter. But I haven't seen any. But apparently, it's genuinely like such high production, and that's why a lot of people like Ricky Starks because of what he does on social media.
Ricky Starks, I've got to found him.
So again, I've not watched anything, so maybe that's why I don't particularly get him.
Yeah, I can see it on he's tagged one.
Yeah.
Oh, this is like really high.
Okay, I'll call the match. Darby, so Darby Allin jumped off. So he just came from out of nowhere, coffin drop onto Cage and Starks. Match continued. Darby Allin, the faces just take a lot. That's what they do. They hit a coffin drop DDT combination that nearly got Moxley and Darby the win. Finish came. Darby Allin got a skateboard with the thumbtacks in it and like coup de grace, double stomp across the back of Ricky Starks. 1, 2, 3. Ricky Starks turns over. Blood. Tacks. Ow.
Yeah. No, I heard it.
Yeah. And then Darby Allin stared him down, and Tony Schiavone said that they'll meet next week for the AEW title. It was all right. Will Brian Cage ever win a match that matters?
No.
That's what I want to know.
Oh, it was announced that Austin Theory has been suspended.
Has he?
Yeah, it was sort of a quiet. I remember someone asking Dave Meltzer last night, and he went, "Yeah, it was a very quiet, hidden suspension."
Right. Okay.
I've just seen it now on Twitter.
Right. Sorry. So I'm a big mark for Austin Theory, or I was anyway. I'm just going to read it. I'll let you carry on.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, just someone asked what happened to Austin, and Meltzer just tweeted unannounced suspension of sorts.
Okay.
And I'm guessing it's for everything that came out against him. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, is there a time frame on it? As it said, is it indefinite? Or?
Doesn't say no. I think they're just going off the tweet that thing he did.
Anything else? Fair enough. It's all right to know what's happened because he was a big part of Raw. But
yeah.
All right. Okay, that's useful to know. Right. Just before we got into NXT. I loved last week's episode. Like it was so good. I
forgot finally you got to watch it. It was great, wasn't it?
Not last week. The one where Dijakovic can Karrion Kross in the main event.
Yeah.
And Keith Lee's just staring him down. Oh, it was great. It got me so much more on board with NXT.
NXT has been great.
And
these
for that
qualifying matches.
Yeah, hang on. For that reason, the qualified matches as well. Really looking forward to seeing Dexter Lumis win this week. I'm gonna mute my computer and can you put a message in private chat once you finished NXT because I actually don't want to know anything.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Right, before you go,
okay.
what do you think of AEW Dynamite?
It was all right, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just another mediocre show in terms of
chugging along, just another week closer to fans.
Yeah,
they're making the best out of what they have.
Yeah, and I think all they have to do is just chug along.
Yeah, that's all you need to do right now. Why save your big stuff for when no one's watching? So yeah, right.
Right, I'll move on.
The mute in 3, 2, 1.
I'll let him go mute. There we go. He is quiet. So, okay, we'll go to start. Showing up with Io Shirai and Tegan Nox defeating Candice LeRae and Dakota Kai. Obviously, the babyface getting the wins there. I think there is a match announced for next week. It's Rhea Ripley, Dakota Kai versus Dakota Kai for a shot of Io. I think I think Tegan Nox has been there. She was in the tag team with Io, so she picked up a win with the champion. I think you could probably add Tegan in there. I know they've sort of had Tegan, Kai, and I think Ripley as well in that maybe the 4-woman qualifier. So possibly they probably just maybe leaving it out. But correct result. Kai sort of forcefully tags LeRae in, and then basically LeRae has to do all the hard work as the heel. After that, speaking of the LeRae family, Johnny Gargano defeated Roderick Strong. In what match was set up last week, obviously Bronson Reed picking up the winning triple threat, but it was sort of set up last week because them two sort of had an inner beef in the match. Gargano does hit the DDT for the victory on Strong. I think Strong can definitely a loss. I think, yep, all correct results there. Mercedes Martinez to Shotzi Blackheart. Okay, I like Mercedes Martinez, and I think her partnership with Robert Stone is her just trying to use his influence to get higher up on the card. And I think the thing about again, I just feel so for Shotzi Blackheart. She was so good. She was so helpful on Raw when there was no crowd, and when she was jobbing. When she's been in the crowd a lot, and she's also losing NXT. I mean, I suppose you can't ask for everything, but Shotzi Blackheart, she was happy. She got the tank and everything. I feel like she's sort of a little bit let down by NXT. Keith Lee called out Karrion Kross. So he calls out Karrion Kross. Cameron Grimes come out, and Keith Lee just wasn't having any of it. And so after decimating Cameron Grimes, Kross basically answered with message on issuing a stern ultimatum to lead demanding the NXT title opportunity he is seeking. Oh, very good episode of NXT. So then we had Imperium and back Imperium against Everrise. It was sort of just a Imperium squash match, but it was sort of after the match. So they hit the European bomb on Chase Parker, but before they could sort of relish in the win, ambushed by Undisputed Hero, made it clear they still consider themselves NXT's most dominant faction. Now I'm guessing maybe it was strange that they ripped them off and then coming back so quick, but Kyle's back. I like that all of them are there, and maybe just make them an actual proper tag team threat. The tag team division in NXT really needs a bolster. So yeah, I think putting UE there is the perfect decision. Swerve Scott defeats Jay Cutler, sort of a cruiserweight match. There was no Legenas del Fantasma on the show, I'm pretty confident, but Swerve Scott picking up a win. He was also on Raw in the Raw Underground, but well done to Swerve Scott. And then the main event. So last week's main event, it was Bronson Reed, Strong, and Gargano. It was sort of Strong Gargano trying to use their size against Reed. This time it was just a big boy off with Finn Balor in there. So Dexter Lumis does pick up the win over Thatcher and Balor, but it's sort of so Dexter Lumis. I'm going to just read off what the NXT description is. Dexter Lumis wild from the get-go, dazzling even his opponents early when he landed on his feet following a senton over the top rope. The matchup between the tortured artist Finn Balor and Timothy Thatcher presents 3 unique styles. Yeah, so you've got Lumis's big looming sort of big guy sort of stature. You've got Thatcher's gritty real life MMA theme, and you got Balor's sort of cruiserweighty style thing, and it made sort of a very interesting match because you could see it going on. You could see Finn Balor using his nimbleness to pick up over, when you can see Thatcher just using these holds and MMA and grapples and stuff to just wear down Thatcher or wear down Lumis or Balor, and then you just see that Lumis just being a big dog. Basically, the ping would come with Lumis taking advantage of Timothy Thatcher's blind spot, looking him in the Katagatame, win by submission before Balor could wriggle free from Thatcher. Really like this. So Thatcher had Balor in a hold, but Lumis sneaks in behind, as he always does, puts him in the Katagatame, and picks up the win. Correct result. For me, no one looks weak, and it really does lead you on to every match has led on to another match. So now you could have a Finn Balor Thatcher match, because Thatcher will be like, well, I really did that to beat the shit out of you. And then you can have like you had with Gargano thingy. which I like very much. I'm trying to think of any backstage segments I missed. They reshowed the Adam Cole, Pat McAfee thing, and then they also hyped Rich Holland. So Rich Holland is an NXT UK. He's a Yorkshire lad, big up him. But he's an NXT UK guy, and next week he is on the show. I'm just trying to find out if they've got the match. There we go. WWE NXT. I can't find out. Let me find out. NXT. What day would it be? 05 or 8/20 and see what we've got. I know it's Rich Holland, but I don't know who. I've not authorized this page. Lovely. Thank you, NXT. It's not telling me, but I can't find. I don't know what the triple threat is next week. The triple threat NXT. See if we can. We're saying the predicting some. Who's this? This is Daily DDT. Only Lorcan, Jay Catless, Queen Wild, Damien Priest, Ram Mendoza, Isaiah Scott. I can't find out, but I know Rich Holland is in there. Well, let me message Simon and just say I'm done. Get him back in. So obviously, he don't want spoilers. It's a shame that he was a bit far behind, but it's fine. We'll see when he comes back. I'll load up NXT's Twitter. I don't think he'll mind the spoilers for what the triple. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we'll see if he's back yet. But yeah, good episode of NXT, really good. I think NXT are really up in their content. It seems very different from the other main WWE shows, but it seems like it's got sort of a split from AEW. It sounds very different. I'm really loving these North American.
Right, I'm back in the game.
Are you back?
Yep, I do believe so.
Yeah, I was just talking about next week, the match triple threat. Do you want me to tell you? It's not a spoiler. They've already announced it.
Yeah, that's all right then.
For tomorrow, Only Lorcan, Damien Priest, and Rich Holland.
Yeah, I saw that advertised on YouTube.
And his gimmick is he's Yorkshire.
We got about Ridge, haven't we?
We've got a back. The thing is, I was looking, I was like, I could genuinely see Rich Holland winning, and I don't. I think it's just that's because he's
who is it? Lorcan, Priest, and Holland.
Yeah, I think Priest is the outright favourite there.
It sure ain't Lorcan.
No, I was thinking that, but then I looked, and all the winners of the matches had hype packages. Bronson Reed, Loomis, and do you know who's had one this week? Bloody Rich Holland.
Oh, okay.
Imagine.
That's different though, because people need hype. People need, familiarising themselves.
Mm-hmm. Imagine first match on NXT.
I doubt people are going to remember Keith Lee versus Rich Holland from NXT 2 years ago.
Were even Rich Holland there? Were Luke Menzies?
I think it was Rich Holland, but I'll have a look.
Well, no, he was over in NXT UK, and he was one of the only British guys who flew back before all the lockdown stuff and the flying. So he was lucky that he wasn't stuck in the UK.
Yeah, I've just seen on Twitter. Apparently, Rick Buggs was getting his nipples out on Raw. Have you seen this?
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
Yeah, he was having fun. He also said
he
fight Brock Lesnar. He also said he'd fight Brock Lesnar in Raw Underground.
Yeah, I'd be up for that. I can't wait to get to Raw Underground. But first, we've got to get to SmackDown.
Yeah, and so I watched the first part of SmackDown with the two with Kieran D, because we were both online with each other, and I was very adamant that Grand Metalik was winning. I was like, why would Metalik win that qualifying match if they're just going to put him to the side? I was like, trust me, it's going to be one of the most surprising wins. He's just going to pick a quick roll up. He might lose it next week to AJ something, but I think he's going to get an easy roll up. That's not what I want. AJ picks up the win with Styles Clash and stuff, with a phenomenal forearm actually. But yeah, Styles picks up the win. At least Metalik gets a good TV show.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was what you expected, really. It was just an opportunity for Grand Metalik to show what it could really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they continue on with Lucha House Party. Just in sort of relatively featured roles because they're all really good. And I want Kalisto back so they can be a proper 3-man unit again.
They need Kalisto back. How long's he out for?
This is why I keep bringing it up, because he's got to be back soon. I'm sure he's been due back for a couple of months. Let me just have a look.
What was he out with?
Shoulder separation.
Ooh. That was on February the 3rd. But he said he did not require surgery. He's not saying where.
Yeah, I don't actually think a time frame was put on it, but maybe he's in Mexico and can't come across.
Possibly, yeah.
Because he's not actually wrestled a match in 2020.
And he?
No, his last match was
December 30.
Teaming with Grand Metalik against the Revival in a dark match.
On December the 30th.
Yeah.
Oh, December the 31st, sorry. Wow, 1 day off.
So, yeah, not a match in 2020. Unlucky for Lister. Probably for the best. Not for him, I mean, in terms of, if there's any year you're not going to wrestle, it's probably this one.
It's this one. After we had King Corbin defeating Drew Gulak. So Jeff had it ready for a moment, and demonstrating King Corbin had his own plan to interrupt the heartfelt address to the universe. Gulak came out because he wasn't happy with Corbin. Set up the match. Matt Riddle sort of came out for the interference, which nearly helped Gulak, but Corbin regrouped, picks up the win. And so Riddle comes in, tries to attack Corbin, but who comes to save King Corbin? Shorty G, a man who got the nickname because of Baron Corbin. Yeah, it was my favourite tweet, I think it's Adam Petrie, when let's just rename. I just hope we rename Shorty G now to Naughty G because he's a heel. It's great.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what reasoning they give, because to me at the moment, although Shorty G was like it's all about the money, to me it just makes him look a little bit silly because he's
On Friday he came back with being called Chad Gable and he said sometimes you have to join the bullying or something like that in terms of when it gets enough, maybe you just admit.
Yeah, at the moment he just looks like a bit of a loser. Like if you can't beat them, join them. Oh, I'm desperate for the money. But we'll see where it goes.
It was the first week with it. Hopefully.
If it can go back to Chad Gable anytime soon, that's fine with me.
Then we have Big E defeating The Miz. Big E sort of now on his road to singles competition, and I think this leads to a match with AJ.
All right, okay. Yeah, at some point.
I think SummerSlam. You've got 2.5 weeks nearly.
To SummerSlam. Hang on.
Yeah, 2 weeks and 9 days. I think they were saying on Raw.
2 weeks and that. What's it? 3 weeks and 2 days.
3 weeks, 2 days. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I mean they don't even know where SummerSlam is yet, so I doubt they're putting any plans in place. But
no performance. Well, they've already got one match announced.
I think they got through it. Wait, was Dom versus Seth announced last night?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. So I think they've got 3 matches.
I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I mean, we got four actually. I just want to see where it is. Where it's held. Yeah, Street Profits versus Mexican Boys.
Oh, right.
Drew Randy, Apollo MVP, and Dom versus Seth.
I just realised I've completely got what happened with the Street Profits on Raw as well. Raw was eventful.
MVP?
Yeah. Another poisoning.
I can't wait.
I
forgot about that.
There we go.
You don't understand how confused I was watching that.
Same. Naomi defeats Lacey Evans. Well done, Naomi. The main event, Bayley defeating Nikki Cross for the SmackDown's Women's Championship. So really good match. I enjoyed it.
Hang on. Sonya Deville attacks Mandy Rose and cuts her hair.
Yeah. Sonya Deville attacked Mandy Rose and cut her fake hair.
Oh, come on. This was good.
It was good from Sonya.
Yeah, a good promo. Is it going to lead to a hair versus hair match?
Where one of them goes skinhead?
Yeah, well, it's going to have to be Sonya, innit? But then that'd mean Mandy Rose wins. And why you wouldn't have Mandy Rose win, would you?
Why can't Mandy go skinhead?
Do you think they're going to have Mandy Rose go skinhead?
I think they should.
Do you think for Mandy Rose's career?
Just to spice it up a bit.
Not a chance.
No, I've realised how long it takes for hair to grow back. I went skinhead and I thought it'll grow back within a couple of months. And I've just every day I wake up and look in the mirror and think, why did I do it?
Yeah,
because it absolutely should.
Never been there.
Do it. You should do it just for fun. I did it because we're in lockdown and I weren't seeing anyone, so I decided to just get rid of it. It was annoying me. But Bella defeated Nikki Cross. It was a very decent match, I think. Again, Nikki Cross has eaten another title match loss, but I don't think really anyone had any hope anyway. And this was all sort of after the match. So after the match, Bayley and Sasha leave. They flash up the graphic, and then they cut to the ring. The graphic goes away, and it's Bliss and Cross. Bliss is sort of trying to just console Cross, just saying it's fine, it's all right. And Cross stands up and pushes Bliss to the floor. Cross leaves. The graphic flashes up again, and we're like, "Oh, that's definitely in." And then lights go down, graphic goes, red lights. Alexa's in the ring, and who's next to her? The Fiend.
We hadn't had it for a while. I'd forgotten how, even with no fans, just how just awesome it is when the lights go down and you know what's going to happen. It took me straight back to last summer. Oh,
Alexa sold this perfectly. She initially it was just shock and confusion, lights were going out, fair enough, and then it was the realization of oh shit. Then the quiver when it was getting closer, and then the eventual sell with the mandible claw. Really like this.
It was so good. Was it Alexa Bliss because she appeared in the Swan tie, or is it just random?
I think the ties to Braun. I think that's why.
Okay. Yeah,
I really like this.
She said really no one's there.
Yeah. I like the Fiend's not attacking male wrestlers. I know that sounds so stupid, but the Fiend is an entity. He shouldn't care about gender, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, it completely makes the Fiend more legitimate.
So
it was great.
So I made the thumbnail before Raw, because I normally do it the day before, just because I don't have to do it like last minute. I sort of regret doing it because how wacky Raw was, but this was the thing. This was going to be the main talking point of the podcast, because I didn't expect Raw to have anything, and then like 2 hours before Raw,
I was buzzing for Raw going into it. Just with everything that was like half announced beforehand. I mean, we didn't quite get the stable bit, but
I think we did.
We did, but we didn't.
I didn't think. 2 hours before, all the dirt sheets just went off saying, "Oh my god, tune into Raw, please." Just to see the wackiness. But we'll just quickly go back to SmackDown. I think this Fiend segment was perfect. First of all, you finish it with the Bliss and Cross. Cross getting angry. She hasn't picked up a win. And Bliss was just there, first person to attack. Bliss all looks heartbroken then. The Fiend just appearing. And it was like 3 minutes of the Fiend staring at her. It was sort of like he was questioning, and all of a sudden, boom, mandible claw. Just kept pinning Alexa down. Alexa's not moving, then boom, cut, fade away. Perfect.
Yeah.
Genuinely perfect.
No one saw it coming, and it delivered.
It did. Now, speaking of delivering, Monday Night Raw. So I rarely watch Raw live, and I normally watch the first like 2 hours of Raw, and then I'll go to bed. When I saw that all the dirt sheets were basically talking about how you should tune into Raw, I was like, okay. I ended up watching the full 3 hours, and I didn't take my eyes off, practically.
Madman. Really?
Yeah, because you didn't know what was going to go on. It genuinely had everything on the show. So the show opened up with Apollo Crews defeating MVP for the United States Championship. So he currently owns both belts. So I don't know whether we'll get a unification, and Apollo says...
No, they'll just scrap the old one, won't
they? Yeah. Great result. Apollo needed the win. It sets up SummerSlam. where I think it'll be a decent match. I don't know who wins that. I'm guessing MVP with
Apollo.
Lashley and Shelton.
No.
I think Apollo should win, but I don't know. I just feel like
Semi-retired MVP should not be new champion Apollo Crews.
true.
No.
Okay.
No.
I understand what you mean. Then we had a KO show. I'm trying to think. Yeah.
Asuka, Shayna Baszler send message to Golden Role Models.
Yeah. So we had a backstage segment. Sorry, yeah, we had a backstage segment of Sasha and Bayley re-showing the vignette, and then midway through, Asuka appears and basically just mocks them, and then Sasha and Bayley is annoyed because they've interrupted the promo. Shayna comes on. Yeah, Shayna comes from the side and just goes, "What you mad about?" And then basically just headbutts Sasha Banks and walks off. Very good. I enjoyed that quite a lot. We had a backstage segment with Angel Garza and Demi Burnett from The Bachelorette, or The Bachelor, one of them, the American show. And she was there as...
We've never heard of.
I don't think she's a celebrity. She was on a reality TV show, but yeah, she was there as Angel Garza's date, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it because it was just Angel Garza doing his thing.
Yeah, and it did it perfection. Then we had the KO show. KO invited Ruby Riot on the show. Ruby Riot got a great promo, a really good promo. And KO, like Long Lost Family stuff, like when they start talking all heartfelt about how they had this friend that were younger, or like their long lost brother, and KO's, well, here they are. Liv Morgan comes down and she's sort of first apprehensive about what Ruby's saying. Iconics come down, being amazing, being their top tier selves. Peyton slaps KO, and this is why I love KO. Just goes, guys, can you do something? Liv and Ruby jump on. Race and Kay leads up to a tag team match where the Riot Squad do pick up the win. The Riot Squad are back.
I really didn't care about.
Really, I did.
The Riot Squad stuff. Well, we're telling the story that Ruby Riot can't get a win without Liv Morgan by her side, but it was all undermined by the fact that Ruby Riot got a clean win over Peyton Royce without her.
That was the whole reason for the KO show.
So what was the point?
I don't know, but the promo, everyone in that segment, Liv, Riot, Iconics, and KO, all.
Oh, yeah, the promo was really well delivered, but for me, there was nothing to it because of what we've already seen.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I can definitely understand. Then we had a Drew McIntyre promo. He came out and basically confronted Randy Orton. Orton and bloody Ric Flair came out. Ric Flair, whose wife had COVID. But yeah, of course, it's WWE. But Orton came out. And one thing I didn't like about this segment was Drew acknowledging his mother's death. Now, he's obviously all right with it. But Drew doesn't need that. He doesn't need to use these sub stories. Saying how because it was all based on how Orton should have been this locker room leader, and he failed when Drew was at his worst and stuff like that. And then they announced the tagline for the match because apparently every match needs a tagline now. You will not see it coming. Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton.
Is that the tagline?
Yeah. So it flashed up and then just above the Drew McIntyre versus Orton, it went, you will not see this coming.
Okay.
Or you will not see it coming. The RKO thing.
Yeah. Okay. It sounds like I can't remember too much of the promo because I was just too excited for Raw Underground. It sounds awful because apparently, like, this is the main event, but that's just my ignorance.
It was an alright promo.
This is a really good story.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to think. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Then we had Nia Jax. Nia Jax came out with Pat Buck, and she was basically came out supposed to sort of apologise for what she did. Instead, she attacked Pat Buck. And one of my favourite things, it was from Kieran L last night, because I didn't notice this, but Nia Jax wore way too much makeup, and you're fine to wear whatever you want. The problem is, when she headbutted Pat Buck's right shoulder was very orange.
Was it?
It was extreme.
Who's Pat Buck? Why was he there?
he was one of the backstage. So last week he was attacked by Nia Jax. He's sort of unkayfabe. He's a backstage producer. He was on the Indies before. He's very liked by a lot of the wrestlers who were on the Indies before. I think in the company.
To say he's just a backstage person, I thought he had quite a bit of charisma.
Yeah, well, he's a former wrestler.
Yeah.
I think he owns one of the big training schools where a lot of the wrestlers come from.
All right. I feel like I've heard the name. Yeah.
Training school.
Yeah, it's Nia Jax, isn't it? How bothered can you really be?
Yeah. I wasn't interested in the actual thing because I didn't even care for last week. Just because I don't like Nia Jax.
Yeah.
Also, he owns WrestlePro.
Okay.
Is it WrestlePro? Yeah, it's one of them. Anyway, he trained a lot of people. He's create a pro wrestling kind of. Do you know the one that Kurt Hawkins?
Yeah, I have actually heard of it now. Yeah.
Jeff came out of. So yeah, that happened. Akira Tozawa defeated R-Truth and Shelton to become the 24/7 championship. Lovely senton off the top rope. Wins the belt. Well done. Sasha Banks has shared the biz when no contest when Asuka came looking for a payback, not paycheck. Yeah, Asuka just interferes in the match. I'm guessing it's going to be
no. What are the rules?
Oh,
why was it a DQ?
Why was it a DQ? Because she attacked Bayley, who was not in the match.
Like what? Why? No. It doesn't matter what happened here. For me, it's just an F because what?
Yeah, because why? He just breaks all rules of wrestling. Oh, the point is, it with no rules. Stupid. But the thing that everyone's been waiting for, Shane McMahon revealed Raw Underground to the world. So it was announced that Shane McMahon would be on the show, revealing a brand new concept for Monday Night Raw. And I thought, okay, that's strange. Why not let it be a surprise with Shane? I'm glad it wasn't a surprise. So it cuts down to underground in a genuine underground.
Where else, isn't it? Where's Dario Cueto when you need him?
Yeah, and then in the top of hashtag Raw Underground, Shane McMahon has created his own underground fighting ring.
Yes.
Where WWE's toughest fighters to prove themselves with few, if any, rules. Shane McMahon then introduced the Taran Dabakato, who is Babatunde.
Shane McMahon.
Yeah. Weird name. Very weird name.
The artist formerly known as Babatunde.
Babatunde.
Yeah.
So,
Babatunde's been there for so long.
He has. So online, there was a very big reaction. And first of all, what was your opinion on? We'll try just do all the Raw Underground stuff apart from the ending now. What was your opinion on all of it?
Yeah, what was the ending? Yeah, all right, okay.
I'll say that for the end.
Yeah. Right. So, I just in the moment, I love it. The more I think about it, the funnier it is because it's so stupid. Why are the women dancing? Why?
It's great.
Why? I mean, I know. Why do the matches end after someone lays in the elbows? I know that's what happens in MMA fights, but you can lay in the elbows in a regular WWE match and you don't get DQ'd.
Yeah.
So, they're billing this is all hardcore and stuff, and it turns out it's actually far easier to end a match.
I love it, and I will tune into Raw every week to watch it.
Why was Isaiah Swerve Scott there?
Dio Madden?
Well, yeah, Dio Madden's fine because he's not actually doing all.
He was the commentator on Monday Night Raw.
Swerve's a big name. Swerve
was on NXT.
He has the only pinfall or whatever win over the Cruiserweight champ, and here he is on Raw Underground. I swear if they drop him out.
Big fan of him keeping the gimmick as well. When he would tweet and say, "Damn it, I've lost all my money."
Yeah.
During Raw, which I very liked.
Lots of people hate this. Lots hate it.
Right.
It depends where they take it and how long it will
I don't know who tweeted it. One thing it's perfect for who's these guys who have genuine experience in either MMA or wrestling. Ziggler is one of the biggest examples. He was a high tier college wrestler. Chad Gable
Right.
went to the Olympics.
They didn't upload the Ziggler bit onto YouTube, so I feel like
Didn't
I've missed half of
So
this.
yeah, Ziggler was wearing white tape, all black, and he was wearing his bandana and stuff. And
He was on Raw Talk, so I saw a bit of it.
He was out wrestling this guy, and then he laid in the elbows, and it ended. But it fit his gimmick. It was like this underground thing where Ziggler can use these dirty wrestling techniques. We had the Viking Raiders, where these big guys. I like that they had the Viking gimmick. It was sort of wrestling in sort of street clothes, as you say. If this can be used to give guys who have got genuine experience outside of wrestling, in terms of either if it's proper wrestling or if it's MMA or if it's boxing or something like that, like Corbin could work really well in this situation. I know he's on SmackDown.
No, he couldn't.
Well, he's a Golden Gloves boxing
Oh
champion.
yeah, okay. Yeah, but
Like,
you've got to remember this isn't Brawl for All. Like, he'd have to pull his punches, you know.
Obviously, I really liked it.
But,
It's something different. It's something very different.
I'll give it that. It is something very different. Dabo Kato. Wasn't Giant Ninja guarding the door?
Yep, and he wasn't in the ninja
honestly,
outfit as well.
I hope we see Giant Ninja. I'm just going to call him Big Jordan.
Is it Jordan Ogbene or something?
Yeah, his ring name is Big Jordan though. Like, that's just what it's called.
Is it? Ah, right, yeah.
So if we see Big Jordan versus Dabo Kato in the Raw Underground environment, cool. Because they're two big meaty dudes, and if Vince sees them and likes what he sees, I'm all for it.
Same, I think the Raw Underground will be interesting if they can keep it up. If they keep it up like it was on Raw, I'll be actually quite excited.
Sorry, this is really off topic. Is Brendan Vink on NXT this week?
Nope. I don't think
so.
I've
heard it. I was just thinking about like big guys, and then I remembered that Vince was meant to be really high on Brendan Vink, and then we've just not seen him. And now I really want to see Brendan Vink in Raw Underground.
Nothing's announced.
Is it
a hype package?
Do you think Raw Underground just going to be the last hour of every show?
I think it'll be bits that are interspersed in.
Okay.
So, like, after 1 hour of the show, you get a 10-minute segment. I love Shane. Shane was obviously already sweating buckets before the promo started, but as the day went on, just dripping and dripping more of sweat. But Shane was so hyper and happy. It made it for me.
It's so Shane McMahon.
It is so Shane. But he's probably the perfect person for it. I don't think... what's it called? I just don't think it'd work. Okay, hold up. Sorry, I was trying to think. Angel Garza defeated Angelo Dawkins. Okay, fair enough. Montez Ford collapsed at ringside, which sort of what happened with the distraction. But we thought, Montez Ford collapsed at ringside. That's strange, but he's having a bit of a drink. It's fair enough. And then Montez Ford has a match with Andrade. First of all, why did WWE doctors allow Montez to have a match when he's just fainted?
Oh, right. Yeah, so I only saw really the finish of this, and it was like he went for the big Ultimate Warrior shake of the ropes.
Yeah.
And then collapse. And I was like, obviously, you think, is he having a heart attack?
Or a seizure or something?
And then you think, no, he's not having a heart attack because they put it on YouTube.
Yeah, and then you think, okay, so this was a storyline, and then nothing's mentioned of it. You get another Raw Underground segment, and then you get a backstage segment where the Mexican lads are outside the doctor's room, basically just thingy. Angelo comes out and just says, "Yeah, he was poisoned." I'll repeat that: poisoned.
Why? We don't really know. I don't think.
We don't. I just look and just think, Jesus
it
Christ.
was bad. It doesn't. This doesn't need this storyline.
Yeah.
It was scary, and it just didn't need to happen. Yeah.
Oh, fuck's sake, I've just forgot about the next. So we had Raw Underground where it was the Eric of the Viking Raiders mincing someone out, which I liked. And then I've come at the start of the show, the lights blacked out for a bit, and then mics kept on being cut out throughout the show. Lights were going out during matches, and Tom Phillips was just saying, "Oh yeah, it's a storm, it's fine." And then they go and they say, "We've got footage from a bit ago, just before the show started. Let's just play it for you." And it cuts to 500 masked, hooded people in the Performance Centre car park throwing a Molotov at a power station bank thing and setting it on fire.
Yes.
Are these so I know on the
It's
Twitter,
not Antifa.
yeah. So on the Twitter, I know they announced that a new faction would be debuting.
I thought it was going to be Undisputed Era.
So did I, and then then the way they ended the show with the Hurt business, I was like, well, is that the new faction? I thought they were already on. So who
that
is
isn't
the new faction?
It's
Was it
these guys.
these? So
Yeah.
So when we were watching it, initially it was, well, maybe that is the era with adding a woman.
There was, I would say there was 5, wasn't there?
There was 5.
I really hope it's the era and they've just stuck Kevin Owens with him because he's doing nothing.
But there's all 4 of the era though. Who would be the
Yes,
woman?
you've got the so there's the era and Kevin Owens is the fifth man.
Oh, right. Who would be the woman?
Who would be a female?
Yeah, because it was very clearly a woman.
Britt Baker, no. Marina Shafir.
You know what? She could work. I'm just rewatching it now. So it's a bunch of just. I'm trying to listen for a voice.
They're like a load of. It doesn't come off as badass hooligans. It's just like to me. It was a little bit like rebellious teenagers.
Yeah.
All jumping up and down and going like, yeah.
One of them does a tuck jump. I'm just looking.
I don't know who it could be.
I was trying to make out from the voices. You can't even tell from the voices or the body shapes.
It's
like the one lady is a bit more chunky than everyone else, but he's not that chunky. I don't have a clue.
No, well, it's obviously something new that they've got going on.
Yeah, I'll tune in next week to find out.
We didn't see Ricochet or Cedric. Could it be Ricochet, Cedric?
I'm trying to think of a woman it can be, but
what in the era?
No, just in this group.
Is there definitely a woman?
Yeah, you can definitely clearly hear a woman's voice.
All right, okay. Catalina, Lady Door.
She was in American.
This
is what I was thinking. I was like, I was thinking like luchadors, no, maybe any foreign wrestlers, no. I don't know who it is. So I'll tune into Raw to find out.
No, I was going to say it'd be cool if it was Legado del Fantasma, but no, that wouldn't make any sense. No, I've got no idea, and I hope we don't find out. But
what? After the hacker, you don't want to at least find out who the plan was for this?
No, I want to find out. Yeah, but I hope they don't. What I meant was I hope they don't pay it off within a week.
Oh right, yeah.
Because look, last summer we had Who Killed Roman Reigns. And we did the searching. It wasn't Buddy Murphy. It wasn't NWO Eric Rowan.
Yeah.
And then that just sort of petered out. We've had the hacker storyline. That petered out. Do they know where this is going?
I hope so. I really. No, maybe it's one of the things I'm invested in on Raw now. Raw Underground, the master sat.
Raw Underground and the stable. Like it's got me interested.
It's mental that you go from one sort of very strange segment to what might be the best segment of the year. I'm genuinely one of the set.
Oh, sorry, I was on about
not the Master Sailants, no.
All right, yeah, never mind.
The set segment.
Okay.
So I was watching Raw without sound on, and I turned it up for this.
It's been given a C by Bleacher Report, so.
What?
So
I love Seth and Murphy coming out. Seth cutting on a promo, and then he just goes, and he just turns and starts speaking to Tom Phillips like candidly, quite normally, and then he crawls out and he goes, "Are you impartial, Tom? Are you a good journalist?" And sort of him just hounding Tom. Tom selling this perfectly of just not looking up at him, not saying anything, just very quiet with like you see a little face of breathing, I think, from Byron and Joe. And it's sort of Seth just getting more and more angry, riling himself up, and then he goes, "Murphy, get him." And then I'm like, okay, we're getting Tom Phillips is being attacked, and sort of Seth's having enough of Tom cheering on Dominic. And Seth, I think Seth's reasoning was all fair enough. Like, yeah, why are the commentators cheering on? Obviously, it's a wrestling trope that the heels are not favoured, and so but Seth has got a really good gripe with him, and then Murphy going to thing and Samoa Joe just standing up, not aggressively, and just saying basically back up, and then going right. If you thought him laughing at your expense was funny, watch it when I do it to you. And then who came out to make the save? It was Dominic. So Seth gets eventually so riled up with Joe, him and Murphy roll into the ring. Joe's just staying and watching. Boom, kendo stick Dominic onto Seth, onto Murphy. Then Joe just sits back down and starts commentating, but he overdoes it with the celebrating, which I love. Like, obviously Seth was having a go at Tom for it. Samoa Joe just turned it up a notch, and it just fit with the entire. I love this segment. Then Seth agreed to a match at SummerSlam against Dominic.
I was watching Samoa Joe for all of this, so I was like, yes, Samoa Joe's over his concussion, and we can finally see him do something. And that's not the way it went, which is fine. The way it did go was really good. Look, Dominic's got fire.
He's good.
He's good. He's good, but he's not Rey Mysterio.
And I think that's unfortunate because his size won't put him at the same level as. But if you
didn't know he was his son, you would not in the slightest link the two together.
No, but if Dominic can wrestle to his stature like that, when he jumped off the top rope, he got some great height on him. Yeah, so he's not a small lad, is he?
No, not by any means.
What's his second name? Dominic
Mysterio.
Oh yeah, Dominic Mysterio. There he is. I want to know his height.
It was all right. Seth should. I'm going to say carry him because that's probably what it'll be. But Seth will lead him through the match at SummerSlam, and hopefully he can have.
I said, which is fine. I'm sorry. He's only 23, 6'2".
Yeah,
just doesn't make sense with Ray's dad.
But hopefully he can have just a really good showing. Who goes over? Probably Seth on it.
I think it's all to do with when Seth goes on maternity. But I say Seth, yeah. Seth goes over, so Dominic don't get this win where he's boosted to the moon, and it's sort of a learning curve for him, maybe. But I think it's Dominic puts up a great fight, the thing, but he's sort of over eagerness to sort of get at Seth.
Yeah, he goes for 1 too many 619s or something.
Yeah, like his rookiness gets in the way, which I think is weird. But this was genuinely one of my favourite segments. From there's Tom Phillips selling to Samoa Joe standing up for his broadcast partner to Dominic having that fire inside him from Seth's promo.
Yeah, I like this next segment more though.
The show ended, so I think Charlie Crusoe's backstage talking about MVP and stuff, and then they say, she mentions Raw Underground, and he goes, "There's an underground fighting ring. We'll see you soon. I know where we're going, lads." So the Hurt Business go down to a Raw Underground, where basically MVP grabs a mic. I don't think it does even have a mic. It just says it's under new ownership. So I don't know who owned originally.
Shane McMahon.
Oh right. That makes sense. So Shane's just there for 1 week to bring it
in. He's just, he's the Hurt Business have overthrown it.
Right, yeah. Then Hurt Business come in and run wild. Business telling everyone to fight them.
Everyone gets a beating.
Everyone gets
Dio Madden
gets spanked.
They were looking for a fight, and MVP pointed at Dio Madden and went to Shelton. He said something about your mama.
Yeah, Shelton's mum. One thing I very like, was everyone in that Raw Underground left, which
Yeah.
it's either bad or good because it might be a thing of well, the Hurt Business take over because they've just run wild at the start to their own sort of selves. No one wants to return.
Yeah, I think I'm liking it more because on the Bleacher Report notes, the sort of picture that they've got is of the Hurt Business all sort of suited and booted, just looking like just money. And I'm gonna see if I can actually change my picture to
it.
it.
I mean, where do you think this Where do you think Raw Underground goes?
Maybe it's just a vehicle for the Hurt Business to do their thing.
Okay.
To just run roughshod.
Yeah, I really did like it. I think.
Apart from that, I don't really know.
It's something we don't see really. It's very different from what we usually get, for sure. I think if they consistently keep it as it was last night, I think it'll work. I just think if they keep it at that same steady level, using guys who have got this out of WWE experience in MMA or something, just to give them a bit more of a shine, I'm all for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just get me. I'm just doing it now. This picture is it's money. It just epitomizes the Hurt Business. Just gritty, looking mean. There we are. They run Raw Underground, and rightly so.
The picture, yeah, it is a great picture.
Like it is, in it. Just yeah. For me, it's given Raw Underground. It took it from this is fun and kind of funny to like serious. I'd maybe serious isn't the right word, but I want to see the Hurt Business shape Raw Underground in their image.
Yeah.
So no more ladies dancing. That's not what
I love the ladies dancing. It was great.
They just want people to beat up. They want any and all challenges.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually someone overthrows them. It's like winner stays on.
Yeah, I think this segment,
this sort of thing
can work really well.
Yeah,
I'll definitely tune into next week. The biggest thing with WWE is they want you to tune in next week, and I will. For a lot of the stuff, the poisoning, the mystery attackers, the Hurt Business.
The Raw rating for this week will be absolutely fascinating.
That third hour,
I cannot wait.
It might be the highest third hour they've had this year.
No, you see, I think it's still going to be really low.
Really? Oh, I don't.
Yeah. People don't care about wrestling with no fans. They regardless of Raw Underground or not, people don't care.
They don't care, but you know what? Really like the
and
episode
then Raw. And then they scrap Raw Underground because they think it's a failure.
Yeah. Before we move on to the main event, have you got your roundup ready?
Yeah, I've got my shows. One match on 205 this week. It was. I'm doing this all off of memory. Swerve and Isaiah Swerve Scott, Anton Nese against Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza and Legado del Fantasma picked up the win. Really good 20-minute match. And on main event, Shayna Baszler defeated Jessica Meyer. Yeah, Shayna Baszler on main event. And we had a big return this week. Big return on main event. Riddick Moss.
Yes!
Got a clean win over Humberto Carrillo.
Wow.
Yeah, quite. Wow.
24/7 champion Riddick Moss.
And then he did an interview, not on main event, with a website, and he said he's not been on TV because he lives, I think, because his brother's got cystic fibrosis, so he's in the vulnerable category. So he's not been able to come into work. So it's not a case of WWE have dropped the ball with him. It's a case of he shouldn't be coming into work for his own safety. So Riddick Moss, once they get him back on TV, I think they're going to be putting him back in a
Raw
pretty decent.
Underground.
Yeah, that Riddick Moss,
Riddick was running wild.
ruler of Raw Underground.
But we'll one thing I like Raw talk. Ziggler, R-Truth was great. So Ziggler and R-Truth are just bouncing off each other.
Yeah, they were just having a laugh.
And Ziggler goes like, "Well, how many champs have you only won? I'm a 37 times champ, man. That's 2.5 Ric Flairs."
Yeah,
which I really like.
Ziggler and Truth are a lot better than Ruby Riot and Liv Morgan because I just don't. I'm just not bothered about either of them. Not really bothered. It's just that story.
Yeah, I think you broke them up, but then
move on.
Yeah,
guys, move on. Liv Morgan and Ruby Riot, now they're back together. They are in the exact same position they were when they got called up.
Yeah.
Ultimately, in kayfabe, they've made no progress.
Yeah.
They went their separate ways to try and further their careers. Both failed and come running back.
Yeah.
It's just awful booking, and it just makes you don't want to care. Yeah.
But this week for the main event, I didn't know what to do, but I thought NXT had been putting up some great shows the past 2 weeks. Why not test your knowledge of NXT takeovers? So this week I'm doing it different because it's going to be very. I'm going to name you the takeover. I want you to name me the main event.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it. Yeah.
So start off. So we've got in your house most recent.
We're going in reverse order.
We're going in reverse order. Yeah.
Flair, Shirai, Ripley.
Correct. Portland.
Tommaso Ciampa versus Adam Cole.
Correct. War Games. See if you can name the War Games.
Undisputed Era.
Yep. Versus.
Tommy Champs.
Correct.
Kevin Owens.
Yep.
John Gargano?
Nope.
No. I can't remember the team of baby faces.
It was Dijakovic.
Oh, and Keith Lee.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Toronto.
Oh, this feels like a lifetime ago. Adam Cole.
Yep.
Versus.
Who was he against?
John Gargano.
Yep. Can you name the stipulation?
No. He won the title in 2 out of 3 falls.
Did.
So the stipulation at Toronto, I feel like it was an Iron Man match.
It was another 2 out of 3 falls.
Was it?
Yeah, they had a repeat. Takeover XXV.
Cole Gargano. Cole
Gargano,
2 out of 3 falls.
No, this was a normal match. Right. Takeover New York.
What? Takeover New York.
You've already said it.
No. Oh, was it? Cole versus Gargano Part 1.
Yes, it was a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Oh, man.
What's it called? Okay. I've lost where I am. Hold up. Okay.
Phoenix. Rumble weekend.
Yep. Take for Phoenix, which was Rumble 2019. I can give you a clue. The champion at the time was Ciampa.
Cole versus. No, I was going to say Ciampa versus Gargano.
Incorrect. It was against. It was Ciampa Black.
Oh yeah, because they haven't gone up to the main roster by this point.
Nope. War Games. 2018.
Undisputed Era versus 4 Faces.
Correct. Who were the 4 faces? I'll give you a clue. 3 of the team that are on the 4 faces are on the main roster now.
Aleister Black, Ricochet.
You've got 1 right.
Have I? It's Aleister Black, then.
No.
Ricochet?
Yeah, Ricochet.
Uh,
It was Ricochet, someone in
Gargano.
a tag team. No.
Ricochet. Dijakovic.
Nope. I don't think he was in NXT then, were he?
Oh, my brain has gone at this. A tag team. Oh, Viking Raiders. No, War Raiders.
Yes, War Raiders and Pete Dunne.
Yes. Hanson and Rowe.
Right.
Or whatever they're called.
Okay, you ready? Brooklyn 4.
Wait, who was the 4th man?
Pete Dunne.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Right, are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
4.
Oh, yeah, I am actually. Ciampa versus Gargano.
Yep. Last one standing. Chicago 2.
Ciampa versus Gargano.
New Orleans.
Ciampa versus Gargano.
Philadelphia.
Johnny Gargano versus Andrade Cien Almas.
Yep.
Yes!
Ooh, he's on a roll there. Ah, good luck.
This is
War Games.
This is my NXT. Undisputed
War Games.
Era.
Yep.
Versus.
I'll give you a clue. This was 3v3v3.
Oh! OG Undisputed Era versus Roddy Strong and AOP.
Yep.
Versus. Oh, there's another team, isn't there?
There's another team.
Pete Dunne.
No.
No. I don't know.
They are not in NXT anymore, and some of them are not even in the company anymore.
Okay. The Revival.
No.
No,
I'm going to give you it.
Yeah.
Sanity.
Oh. Yeah, of course.
Okay. Wow. Brooklyn 3. This was 2017. That's any help.
Drew McIntyre defeated Bob Roode.
Correct. AOP. Idiot. Chicago, May 20th, 2017.
I wouldn't have got that otherwise. AOP versus Gargano and Ciampa versus Revival Triple Threat Ladder Match.
No versus. There was no Revival. It was just
Was
AOP versus DIY.
Oh, that was at the January one.
Yeah, it was the yeah.
Oh, man.
Orlando, April the 1st, 2017. Jesus Christ, he main evented a lot in a row, didn't
he? Bob Roode.
Yep.
Versus Andrade.
No,
that never happened. Bob Roode versus John Gargano.
Nope, Shinsuke.
No. Shinsuke. Okay. Oh yeah, because Shinsuke went up the week after. Yeah.
Okay. Toronto.
Oh, I think
November
this was
19, 2016.
I can't even remember it. 2017. Bob Roode versus.
It was Bob at Roode, but who was he main eventing against?
Did he have another one against Nakamura?
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Brooklyn 2.
Hang on, what happened to November one?
That was Toronto.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh. Brooklyn 2.
Brooklyn.
Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus the Vaudevillains. I've got no idea.
Unfortunately, not. You were close. It was Samoa Joe versus Nakamura.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
right.
yeah.
Do you want to keep going?
I mean, I think I'll bail out quite soon.
The end.
Joe versus Balor Steel Cage.
Yes.
Oh, he's only gone and done it.
Dallas, April 1st, 2016.
Bob Roode versus someone.
Finn Balor, Samoa Joe.
Damn.
London.
Oh, I just knew it wasn't
my
Sami
birthday.
Zayn versus Nakamura because all I could remember thinking was, what a match.
I didn't know that were on my birthday. Big dub. London.
That was, London.
Yeah. It was when Finn came out as Jack the Ripper. That helps.
Finn versus Kevin Owens?
Hold up. I've lost it. Samoa Joe again.
Oh my days.
Right, okay. Respect. October the 7th, 2015.
Bailey versus Sasha, 30-minute Iron
There
War.
you go. Brooklyn.
Bailey versus... No, it wasn't Bailey versus Sasha, was it?
No, that didn't main
No,
event.
that did happen, but it didn't main event. Kevin Owens versus Finn Balor.
Yeah. Yep. In a ladder match. Okay, we're getting into the Full Sail ones. May 20th, 2015, Unstoppable.
Samoa Joe versus Sami Zayn.
KO versus Sami Zayn.
Oh.
Rival, February 11th, 2015. We've got 4 more left.
Sami Zayn wins the Fatal 4-Way.
No. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens.
Oh.
Right.
Oh,
Revolution.
Sami Zayn wins the Fatal 4-Way.
No. Neville versus Sami Zayn in title versus Korea. Right. September 11th, 2014. Fatal 4-Way.
Sami Zayn versus Tyson Kidd versus Tyler Breeze versus Neville.
Yeah, there you
One of
go.
the all-time great NXT matches.
And first of all, the first ever main event of a takeover.
Baron Corbin versus Bull Dempsey. It was on the card, wasn't
it? Yeah. Main event was, do you know it?
Let me think. Adrian Neville versus Tyson Kidd.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say Adrian Neville versus Leo Kruger.
Oh, wow, Leo Kruger. Oh, I miss him.
Oh, yeah, don't we all?
Yeah.
I love Leo Kruger.
I'm just looking at the first ever thing. Jesus Christ. Adam Rose defeated Camacho.
I love Camacho.
Camacho is thingy in it. Tangaloa. Who is part of Bullet Club.
Part of me really wishes we could go back to OG Full Sail NXT because those just can't be beaten.
It was good, weren't it?
They were good. As nice as it is that we're in big arenas now, and as brilliant as it to see what NXT's grown into, there is something about that original NXT which is special.
Yeah, and the thing is,
Sami Zayn versus Cesaro. Oh,
you look at the card. The Ascension defeated El Loco and Kalisto. El Loco was Ricardo Rodriguez.
Kalisto jobbing.
Yeah.
Samurai Del
Tyler Breeze defeated Sami Zayn. And then Charlotte Flair with Ric Flair defeating Natalya.
Natalya with Bret Hart.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the NXT Women's title. So when Paige was stripped of the belt, NXT Commissioner, do you know who it was at the time?
It's not William Regal, obviously.
No, it's not.
NXT Commissioner.
If you get this, fair play.
NXT, I'll know it when you say it. But no, I can't even have a guess.
John Bradshaw Layfield.
Oh right, okay. I do actually remember that a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, because I think he was the one who stripped Paige of the title when she won it on main roster.
Yeah, he did. Sorry, no, she did. Jesus, I can't believe you remember that. Fair play.
Honestly, original NXT is my stuff. It's my.
In fairness, original NXT did have. What were that's it. What we're on.
I mean, it were on network, but I think it was at the start. It was on Sky.
What was because you seem to get like you had main event. You had Tyler Breeze versus Liger, which is mental if you look back at it.
I'd never heard of Liger until he faced Breeze.
Really?
So.
I weren't watching NXT at that point.
I was young.
Yes, I wasn't watching NXT at that point, so I didn't fully know. But Jesus, you look back at the cards and you just think, ow.
Yeah, there's some insane stuff just on the old NXTs and just on the old pay-per-views in general. Not even old, but it's amazing to see how much the landscape of WWE's changed since like between 5 and 10 years ago. It just makes you wonder in 5 years who will be on top then.
Also, I have just clicked on NXT Takeover Rival. Baron Corbin defeated Bull Dempsey in a no DQ match.
Who could forget that classic? Didn't Baron Corbin also batter CJ Parker?
Yeah, who is Juice Robinson?
Hell yeah, CJ Parker.
Look at Blake and Murphy defeated the Lucha Dragons. Poor Blake and Murphy.
I love Lucha Dragons. Paul Murphy, he's got a right deal.
And also, did you know that their name used to be called Team Thick? Exactly.
Why?
I don't know.
Neither of them are thick. What?
When
Never
you go
mind.
on the Wikipedia, his names, so you got Wesley Blake and Buddy Murphy, Team Thick, Blake and Murphy, the Blake Alexa Murphy Factor, Banff.
I remember
Whatever.
Banff.
I don't. I really don't. Right, let me stream out. Okay, but that was a very strange episode of the Wrestling Corner just because of whatever Raw was.
It was Raw Underground. And
yeah.
who could forget?
Right, we'll go through the shameless promoting. If you haven't heard of us, we're the Sports Corner. It's not just this podcast we do. On Mondays, we do the tier list show with Kieran D. I was on it yesterday. We ranked WWE themes. A lot of them are in the higher tier, even though they don't believe it. One question: where do you, from D up to S? So S is the best, D is the worst. Where do you rank Lars Sullivan's theme?
Me?
Yes.
Right. So if we're talking NXT Lars Sullivan,
yes,
it was probably like a 3 out of 5.
So I put it at C.
Because NXT Lars Sullivan had the gimmick of he was actually a really intelligent, eloquent, well-spoken monster. He was basically Frankenstein. But on the main roster, he didn't, and that's why the little piano bit on his theme sort of represents the well-spoken bit of his character. Whereas on main roster, he was just big meaty monster who loved to beat up luchadors and Kurt Angle. So, like, the piano bit didn't really make any sense.
My justification was in
Maybe
NXT.
I've looked not too far.
In NXT Takeover. Perfect. I'll just tell you, in the D tier, so the worst tier for themes, we put Braun Strowman, Charlotte Flair, Gran Metalik, Jason Jordan, Ruby Riot, Shayna Baszler, and Tony Nese.
Shayna Baszler.
Her theme is not that good.
It's great.
It's not that good. I was looking at it.
Gran Metalik, no. Jason Jordan, I think, has got a really good theme. What, the Next Generation of Great?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we never really heard enough, but Tony Nese has got a dreadful theme.
Yeah.
In the fine.
We just went into copying of a theme. In S tier,
that's criminal.
But also the wrestlers were very random. So in S tier we put Punk, Adam, Undisputed Era, Asuka, Corbin, Rude, Wyatt, Jericho. Corbin's theme. Listen to it fully. Amazing. Genuinely. Jericho, Christian, Brian, Edge, Ember Moon, Fandango, Balor, Cena, Owens, Kofi / New Day, Angle, Page, Truth, Orton, Mysterio, Zayn, Rollins, Nakamura, The Miz, The Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, and Undertaker.
Right. There's an obvious correlation between uppercut main eventers in the top tier and nondescript mid-carders, excluding Shayna Baszler in the lower tier.
I'm trying to think.
If I were doing this, I'd have done so much different.
I put Goldberg in C.
Right.
Because it's a crap theme. I tried to put Dolph Ziggler in S, and it got put down because of when Dolph Ziggler had the record scratch.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
The record scratch didn't make sense.
Yeah. But that's on Mondays. So tune in every Mondays. I think next week's KL. I don't know what they're doing. But tune into that. Tuesdays, it's me and Simon. Every week with the Wrestling Corner. Hopefully we get some great episodes like we did this week. When Thursdays or Fridays, it is the NFL Corner. Times unknown. Don't know when they do it. When the season's back, they will definitely be back on. Guaranteed on Sunday. I'm back again with my F1 watch along. We did one last Sunday. It was very fun. We're back again for the F1 70th Grand Prix. I think it's called F1 70 hashtag. But that's not it. It's the Sports Corners Festival of Football. So obviously the Europa League and Champions League are back. We start off as a football channel. The Europa League and Champions League are back. So if I click this, on Wednesday at 5 to 6 or 5:55, Josh and Kieran L are back with watch-alongs for Shakhtar versus Wolfsburg and Copenhagen versus Istanbul. And then a couple of hours later, 8 p.m, KD and me are back. Kieran is going to be watching United versus Glasslands. I'm going to be watching Inter versus Getafe on Wednesday. On Thursday, we're back again with Europa League, and it's me and Josh will be doing the 5:55 games with Leverkusen versus Rangers and Sevilla versus Roma. And then at 8, it's double Kieran's with Basel versus Frankfurt and Wolves versus Olympiacos. On Friday, it's Champions League watch-alongs, and that is KL and Josh with Juve versus Lyon and City versus Real Madrid. Can City hold on, or can Real Madrid do the reverse sweep? On Saturday at 8 p.m, it's me and KD back again. I've got Bayern versus Chelsea. Bayern should walk away with this, but KD's got a very spicy game in Barcelona versus Napoli. So tune into all them watch-alongs. If you want more information, then go to at the top corner on Twitter, where you can get all that information. Our ats are obviously in our name there. Anything else left to promote, Simon?
No, I think that's it really. Just roll on next week's Raw.
You won cricket.
Yeah.
It wasn't as fair cricket, but you won.
It was a friendly match, but we won by I think 2 wickets. So yeah,
a win is a win.
We won. Big dubs. Will the league get back on at some point? Who knows?
Probably not.
Probably not.
But who knows? But thank you very much for joining me, Simon. It's been a very good episode of wrestling this week. Next week, NXT, looking very tasty. Come on, Rich Holland. Imagine if he does it. I'll be so proud. Like a proud father watching his son at Sports Day. Ask me for Rich Holland. AEW, I don't think have announced anything major. NXT have just announced Tegan Knox, Rhea Ripley for title number 1. You've got the triple threat. SmackDown, nothing else, and hopefully Raw, we have more Raw Underground and Poison him. Fingers crossed. But thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you next week for episode 27. Peace.